So now over the next 30 days, they have to sell $1 trillion worth of treasury bills, T-bills, which is they sell the debt to get the money, and they're going to refill that TG account. That's going to suck the liquidity right out of the market. And I think it was Bank of America did a report, and they said that's equivalent to a 25-point basis hike from the Fed. Inflation is a really big problem. I have been very vocal saying that I think this is some of the lowest inflation we'll see for the rest of the decade. So back to kind of what I said earlier, nothing goes up or down in a straight line. So inflation has come down from its peak, but I think it's still going up as the world continues to break apart. Supply chains are rewritten, things like that. Also, with the amount of debt loads that we have, and of course, going back to the first question, which is the financial repression playbook, they need high inflation. So I think we're going to continue to see more inflation. Now, as far as like what happens next, over the next couple months, you're talking about the Federal Reserve, and I think it's important for any international audience to understand, whether you might be in Australia or in England or Europe under a different central bank, they're all basically working in lockstep here. And so, what happens with the Fed? To your point, I think with the job reports that came out and the inflation still a little sticky, I think that there's a good chance that we still see another hike coming. I would say I think there is another hike coming. The betting markets, so you can go bet on these things, right? They buy options and things against those things, and so the market is pricing in a 35% chance of another hike next session. 35%. I think it's over 50% in my opinion. So I think there is. In addition to that, and here's another thing. Here in the United States, we just had this debt ceiling, debate. And so now the Treasury, the United States Treasury, the government bank account is empty. The TGA account is empty. It's at its lowest level since 2017. So now over the next 30 days, they have to sell $1 trillion worth of Treasury bills, T-bills, which is they sell the debt to get the money, and they're going to refill that TGA account. That's going to suck the liquidity right out of the market. And I think it was Bank of America did a report, and they said that's equivalent to a 25-point basis hike from the Fed. So I think we get one more hike from the Fed, and we get this happening at the same time, and that's going to be some serious screws. And yeah, it could certainly have some havoc in the community. In the markets. Hey, this is Mark Moss, and you are watching Think Smart Education.